Before we get started, you'll need to make sure you have all the relevant safety equipment to do the job correctly and safely, and that all the equipment complies with current OH&S guidelines. Cleaning out all debris from the gutters and flush downpipes. Make sure all surfaces are clean, dry and in good condition. Never install leaf-free gutter guard in damp conditions. Thoroughly clean the areas to be bonded and the bead of the gutter with Prep Clean. Once the Prep Clean is dry, now wipe over the bead of the gutter with Prime Tight. Remove the backing liner from the adhesive on the mesh. At this stage, only a manageable length of adhesive should be exposed. Press the adhesive onto the top bead of the gutter, taking care to keep the tape neat and straight. Allow the mesh to sag just a little. Don't pull it too tight, as it must not be fixed under tension. Gradually remove more of the tape as you move your way along the gutter. Make cuts in the mesh at the centre of each tile. These cuts should run vertically from the point where the mesh will go under the second row of the tiles through to the top edge of the mesh, creating short panels of mesh. Tuck the flaps of mesh under the second row of tiles. The top tiles will bed down on the mesh, holding it in place. Where you cannot lift the second row of tiles, cut the mesh to the bottom of the second row of tiles or the nose of the tile, and carefully use matching colour roof and gutter silicone or sealant to hold the mesh in place. Trim the mesh neatly around the ridge capping and use matching colour silicone or sealant to hold in place. Also use matching colour silicone or sealant to neatly secure any seams of mesh. When working on the valleys of the tiled roofs, make sure the area is clean before applying the mesh. Roll the mesh down the valley to the gutter course. Clamp the mesh to the gutter course so it does not fall off the roof. Do not cut the mesh at this stage, as you will need more mesh, as there will be take-up of the product as you progress down the valley. On the left-hand side of the valley, cut the mesh at the edge of the full tile and tuck the excess mesh under the tile next to it. Moving in a tile on the next row. Continue down the valley, creating a fishbone or sawtooth effect. Now on the right-hand side of the valley, cut the mesh along the top of the ridge of the tiles. The mesh will sit on top of the tiles, then tuck the excess flap of the mesh underneath that same tile. Continue this method down the valley, leaving a fishbone or sawtooth effect up the valley. Cut the valley course mesh over the gutter course mesh. Then seal the ends with matching colour silicone or sealant. Return to the top of the valley and trim the mesh around the ridge and the hip. Cut the mesh close to the bed and pointing, leaving about 2.5 centimetres or 1 inch sitting on the pointing. Seal with matching colour silicone or sealant. Check that all areas are neatly installed and bonded. You can also refer to Leaf-Free Gutter Guard's installation guide or call us on 1300 456 678 for further assistance. Always follow this guide to ensure optimum installation results. Correct preparation and installation is essential for a long-term, reliable fixture.